set my sights on the God of love and build my life on faith, hope, and love. When times get hard, I won't give up. Gonna build my life on faith, hope, and love. Gonna set my sights, would you sing with me? On the God of love and build my life on faith, hope, and love. When times get hard, I won't give up. Gonna build my life on faith, hope, and love. One more time. Gonna set my sights on the God of love and build my life on faith, hope, and love. When times get hard, I won't give up. Gonna build my life on faith, hope, and love.
Faith, hope, and love. If it's comfortable, I invite you to soften your gaze or close your eyes and just become aware of your breath. This breath is the energy of divine mind, this cosmic presence of life, of love, of wisdom, breathing you now. This morning we turn to this idea of faith and hope. We bring our full awareness. We turn our attention. We set our sights on faith and hope, knowing that love is who we are in consciousness, in truth, at this expanded place where we know that we know. And so for just a moment, let's pause here, bringing our full attention to that divine spark within. That place where the Christ in you lives. That place where the Christ as you shimmers and shines in brilliant light. We pause here for just a moment, knowing I am love. Christ in you, the hope of glory. Christ in me, the hope of glory. As we bring our attention back to this time and this space, this community of believers, we bring forth the knowingness that in spirit we are one, we are gathered together, that we might be love in the world. And so, with a commitment to stand in faith, we come forth to be the presence of love, to experience the joy of the divine in this holiday season. We bring forth the truth. I am one with the one. I am centered in faith, hope, and love. And so it is, and so we let it be.
Gonna build my life on faith, hope, and love. One more time. I'm gonna build my life on faith, hope, and love. And as we prepare to receive Rev Todd's message, let us sing this with a little bit more vigor. Same song. Gonna set my sights on the God of love and build my life on faith, hope, and love. When times get hard, I won't give up. Gonna build my life on faith, hope, and love. Let's do it again. Gonna set my sights on God of love and build my life on faith, hope, and love. When times get hard, I won't give up. I'm gonna build my life on faith, hope, and love. The steadfast love of God will never ever change. To every generation, God's mercies are the same. And across this great land, this message we proclaim, that God is the answer. Let the Holy Spirit reign. Gonna set my sights on God of love and build my life on faith, hope, and love. When times get hard, I won't give up. No, gonna build my life on faith, hope, and love. And as we welcome Rev Todd in, let's bring it down. Gonna set my sights on the God of love and build my life on faith, hope, and love. When times get hard, I won't give up. Gonna build my life on faith, hope, and love.
Three. Faith, hope, and love. Happy Sunday, friends. Thank you. If you're new and visiting, I like people to talk back to me. Susie's giving me directions. Nick is, of course, still traveling back from his holiday travels as well, so there's no one back there working cameras. So if I start wandering around, y'all tell me to get back in the middle, so people online can enjoy my profile. Enheartened faith is the title of today's message, Enheartened. I shared that yesterday with a friend, and they said, I don't know what enheartened means. I don't know what enheartened means. I didn't either. I had to look it up. I want to make, because, language is important to me. I want to make sure that I know what I'm saying. Enhearten is to give or restore strength and courage to something. And I realized that I needed to enhearten my faith. And since this is all about me, it's really not. I just say that. But it kind of is sometimes, right? Because I have to speak from my awareness. And sometimes my faith hits one of those potholes that you sometimes find in the roads here in Eastern North Carolina. I know y'all have perfect roads wherever you are joining us from online, but sometimes there's a pothole around here. And if you're not paying attention, it can knock you off balance. Have you ever had that happen? So it was happening a little bit with me today. I was a little bit discombobulated. I got a text message, and I failed to offer up a prayer request from one of our congregants. Carolyn is having surgery this Wednesday, Carolyn Tribble. And so we hold Carolyn in our hearts with our faith, affirming her faith. Because we all have faith. This comes from a correspondence course that was once taught with Unity Worldwide Ministries. Faith is an essential factor in the metaphysical approach to prosperity. Now, prosperity, we know, is not just our finances. Prosperity is our entire experience of life. It is our work in the world. It is our relationships. It is our health. It is our happiness. It is our joy. Prosperity is every good thing. And so our faith is an essential factor in this metaphysical approach to prosperity. It is the great affirmative power of the universe working in and through us. With the assurance that God is our supply, we recognize our ability to be enriched and prospered in all ways. That's the truth. But now sometimes we get a little stuck. You ever get stuck? You don't really experience that? Sometimes we get stuck. I got stuck. Y'all know I made a quick trip to Virginia to see my family for Thanksgiving, and I get home, and it was dark. And I was going through my key ring, and I could not find the correct key to get in the door. You ever had that happen? Yeah. You pull them out. Oh wait, is this? Yeah, there it is. And you're like, okay, which key is it? And you go through about this many keys trying to figure out how do you get in. We're going to be finding these keys, and it's going to be like, I think we're still going to find them at the end of January when Armand and Angelina get here. This is like throwing the glitter around and the sequins that you'll see them when they get here at the end of January if you don't remember. But we keep looking for the right key. Look, there's a sequin. See, I'm calling him up. We keep taking these keys, trying to open the doors of heaven to get our good. But here's the thing we fail to realize: the door's not locked. The door is not locked. There is nothing you can do to make the door locked, and there is nothing that you can do to ever have the door get slammed shut except in your consciousness of limiting yourself by placing your fear in lack and limitation, placing your faith in lack and limitation and fear. See, we all have faith no matter what. We have faith in something. We think that you can only have faith in God because religion has hijacked this idea of faith. But every single person, even the people you know in your life that are devout atheists, have faith in something. We all have faith in something. And so our lesson as we prepare to embrace and live from that divine spark that is always in us is to make sure that our faith is rightly directed. And that's what the key is for. The key is not to open up the doors of heaven, but is to open up our consciousness to the truth. The truth of who we are. Eric Butterworth said this in a talk once: the word faith has a tendency to be confusing, to be misleading. It creates ultimately skepticism and fanaticism, intellectual resistance and emotional surrender. Unfortunately, faith has been considered as a property of religion solely. So because we thought of religion as dealing primary with Sunday worship service, faith is something that you take out of the closet and dust it off and put it on like a Sunday go-to-meeting suit. So you talk about faith and believing in God and so forth. You sing about it, you preach about it, pray over it, and then with a final amen, you put it back into the 6-day closet of unconcern. Now, obviously, this is not true of you, but it's true of those other people you know about. Isn't that hilarious? We all know people like that, right? For them, their faith is just a hobby. You just do it on Sundays, it's a hobby. And we're here to have a spiritual practice. We're here to know the truth of who we are, to sit in the silence in the middle of an amazing storm and simply know the truth and make decisions from that divine spark in us. See, that divine spark in us, it plants the seeds of hope. If we don't have faith in the truth of who we are and that life can be this incredible adventure, then what we are doing is slamming shut the doors and locking them in our consciousness. Not the doors of heaven, but our receptivity, our belief that all the good we desire can come to us. Christ in you, your hope and glory. Christ in you is this creative power that through your thinking and feeling nature that you can have the experience of love. If your faith is rightly planted, or you can have the experience of fear, of lack, of limitation, of separation. And which would you prefer? I'm going to guess that most of us want to experience life as this enhancing adventure, this enheartened experience of love, of wisdom, of illumination. Letting that spark shine. That little light, that big light, that eternal light that is the truth of who you are. We want to let that shine. And sometimes we don't try because we don't think that we're good enough. We don't think that we can. We think that there is a door that is shut and locked, and somebody else is going to hand us. I was going to reach down and grab a handful of keys, but I threw them all around. But we think that somebody else has the key, and they're going to tell us, here's how you get in. Here's how you get in. Let me tell you what, when a great Buddhist person said, if you meet the Buddha on the road, kill him. Right? If somebody's going to tell you how spiritually enlightened they are, and this is the way you need to do it, all I can ever tell you is what I'm doing and what's working for me, and invite you to figure out what works for you. Because believe it or not, you have within you the opportunity to be a mystic, to walk with the very essence of the divine every single day. How exciting is that? And so if somebody else is going to tell you that the door is locked and I have the key that's going to get you to get all the good you want, love them and maybe bless them on their way. But their way is not necessarily your way. My way is not necessarily your way. But I can tell you that the truth at the center of who we all are is love. Place your faith in that. Place your faith in the truth that God is centered in you. The very breath of the universe is centered in you. That does not mean that you are the center of the universe. If you were the center of the universe, you would be weightless. But God is centered in you, and so our work is to center ourselves in God and the truth of who we are. And see, this is the golden key. Do everybody know the golden key? I know Amy knows the golden key. She had to read it recently. This is by Emmett Fox. And this is what Emmett Fox says about the golden key. And as for the actual method of working, like all fundamental things, it is simply itself. All that you have to do is this. Stop thinking about the difficulty, whatever it is, and think about God instead. Simple, huh? Nah, it's not. It takes work. That's why it's a spiritual practice that we do every day, not a hobby that we do on Sundays, yes? Or at least that's what we aspire to. It is so easy to get wrapped up in the material. It is so easy to get distracted by the manifest world and the circumstances of everything that's going on. You ever been trapped in a thought about here's what's happening, and it limits everything, and all we can see is this, and we can't become aware of the truth of who we are. And so when that happens, take a deep breath. Everybody take a deep breath. God is, and I am. God is, I am. I think, I pray, I do, I live, I love. God is, and I am. I think, I pray, I do, I live, I love. Can you do that? Maybe? Willing to try? You can also say the long form. It's on the website. Those are our 5 principles. That was the wrong piece of paper. In this season, it can be so easy to get overwhelmed with the idea that this season is about the birth of a baby. But Christ in you is the reason for this season. The awakening of the truth that God was no more centered in Jesus or Buddha or Krishna or any other enlightened master than God is centered in you. What was different is the awareness that they had. What is different is that they knew who they were. And they said, what is true for me is true for you. And whatever I've done, you can do when you know who you are. I don't know how many lifetimes it took, how many times Jesus had to go up on the mountain and tell it, that opening song, right? Going up in consciousness to know that I am one with the one. And tell it, not tell it to the world, but tell it Tell it to that ego in me, to tell it inside so that I can know the truth. Go tell it on the mountain. Christ lives in you. And not because it's December, not because it's Advent, but because it's the truth. And in December, we remind ourselves. We remind ourselves. We turn to people who can help us remind ourselves. Maybe you're going to need a reminder sometime. You know, yesterday, Brian and I went shopping because I don't know if y'all know this, neither one of us likes to go out into stores in December after Thanksgiving. It is a terrifying experience, and it is overwhelming, and we got through it together. And we bought some new Christmas decorations. Hope y'all like them. Maybe you're going to go out and you're going to get overwhelmed and you're going to need some support. You know, we've got prayer chaplains that you can reach out to that can support you. And it might seem like that's silly, but anything that separates us from this idea of love is worthy of a prayer. Maybe it's a surgery that you're going to have. Maybe it's a dinner that you're going to host. Maybe it's a phone call that you've got to make. I think, I pray, I do. Turn to prayer. Turn to inspiration. Pick up one of those old books off of your shelf that can inspire you. If you don't have one, order a copy of Myrtle Fillmore's Healing Letters. This is one I want to share with you today. Be still. Be still. Be still. God in the midst of you is substance. God in the midst of you is love. God in the midst of you is wisdom. Let not your thoughts be given over to lack, but let wisdom fill them with the substance and faith of God. Let not your heart be a center of resentment and fear and doubt. Be still and know that at this moment, it is the altar of God, the altar of love. Love so sure and unfailing, love so irresistible and magnetic that it draws your supply to you from the great storehouse of the universe. Trust God. Use this wisdom. Prove and express this love. Be still. Be still. And remember Christ in you, your hope and glory. Christ in you, your hope and glory. This Advent season and all year long. Thanks for letting me share today, friends. Be well.
Thank you for your message, Rev Todd. Something that stuck out for me, he said, even an atheist has faith in something. And that we turn to prayer and turn to inspiration in order for us to be still and remind ourselves of God in the midst of us. One of my favorite places to go is the lake. To remind me that there is hope in this world, and love.
We live in a world where more weight is placed on money than on kindness. where the righteous man is silent and the lonely cry in stifled, unheard screams. We're tears, fallen raindrops, and we pull ourselves together, and we wonder, where is God in all of this? But then there is sunrise and the miracle of birth, the touch of sacred love in a friend who knows your worth. In every dark place there is a doorway filled with light. In the silence of a prayer there is hope, hope and life. Come, surrender within, and let peace replace the worries of your heart. Let your faith renew tomorrow, and don't let sadness isolate you from those you love. Take those burdens you have carried, lay them down and take your refuge. Take a look and see that God is in everything. There is sunrise and the miracle of birth, the touch of sacred love in a friend who knows your worth. In every dark place there is a doorway filled with light. In the silence of prayer there is hope. In the spring, the morning dew, in a smile of a stranger, in the love I feel for you, in the snow or a melody, my faith-filled soul, hope is here, love is here. God is in the midst of us, always. There is sunrise and the miracle of birth, the touch of sacred love in a friend